You know, I must say that today, weather-wise, this is the perfect day to come to the beach here in Biloxi, Mississippi. And it is a perfect day here in Biloxi, Mississippi to add yet another Jayne Mansfield video to all the other 776 Jayne Mansfield videos that are at your disposal on the tubes of you. I decided in this video that instead of doing one encompassing video talking about Jayne Mansfield's career, definitely a very, very beautiful, sexy woman, arguably easy top 10 best looking female actresses of all time. And today we're here, we're gonna basically talk briefly about the last day that Jayne Mansfield was here on Earth. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. One of the things that Jayne Mansfield did on her last day on Earth is visit the Kessler Air Force Base, which is right here in front of you. She made a promotional appearance here and she visited some of the troops that were at the base hospital right here. And then after she was done, she would turn around, exit out these gates, hang a right down the street, and then make another right onto Beach Boulevard. She has a 9 o'clock engagement at the Gus Stevens Supper Club. She can't be late now, can she? Right across the street is the Edgewater Mall, and a section of the Edgewater Mall, a long time ago, it used to be the Edgewater Gulf Hotel. That is the hotel where Jayne Mansfield was staying at her time when she was here being booked at the Gus Stevens Supper Club, which is where we're gonna go walk to on the beach right now. So I'm going to guess that anybody out there watching this video pretty much already knows the gist of Jayne Mansfield's career. I'm gonna go more in depth on that in a future video when I get out to Los Angeles. So we're gonna move to June of 1967. Now, at this time in her career, Jayne Mansfield, she's 34 years old. She has 5 kids, still looks absolutely incredible. And her career is fizzling out of Hollywood, which is why she's performing at Gus Stevens Supper Club. No offense, Gus. So it had come to a point where, yeah, she was in a couple big movies, but now the roles in those movies are basically, we need a hot blonde woman to stand there and look incredibly sexy, which she was amazing at doing so. And that was about it. She was still making good money. She was still a big name, but it was almost like she had like the fame of a reality TV star when there were no reality TV stars. So you can kind of say that she was ahead of her time. Okay, so she books an engagement at the Gus Stevens Supper Club, which is one of those entertainment venues where you have good food, entertainment. You had some big names performing there at one time or another. Jerry Van Dyke, Mel Torme. Elvis Presley did not perform there, but he ate at that restaurant several times when he was in the Biloxi area. And basically, the entertainment, for the most part, other than the occasional well-known celebrity, was either go-go dancers, magicians, hypnotists, that kind, you know, local celebrities, pianists, so forth and such. So Jayne Mansfield, she was scheduled to perform there between June 23rd and July 4th. So she had a 9 p.m. and an 11 p.m. show, and then on Fridays and Saturdays, she had an extra 1 a.m. appearance. So what would Jayne Mansfield do during her performances? Well, you know, look. Listen, I'm trying to be nice here. She was being booked because she was hot. That's about it. She didn't have necessarily any kind of real talent other than being a 40, 25, 34. I believe those were her measurements. And people like those measurements. Incredibly busty. One of the first, I don't think she was one of the first Hollywood actresses, but she was one of the first big Hollywood actresses that did a nudie scene in some movie. I think it was Promises. And I know very, very difficult my job, and it took a lot of research and a lot of hard work and due diligence on my part to look up those pictures of her, looking incredible as she always has. During her act, she's basically showing everybody how hot she is, and she's telling jokes. She would sing, and if you were a lucky dog, she would do a little bit of flashing, showing the boys, what they can't touch, but they can obviously look at. She was a little bit known in Hollywood to flash random people. And it was so incredible because this woman, as gorgeous as she was just as intelligent. She had an IQ stated that was at about 160. So technically she's kind of a genius if you think about it. And of course that depends on what you consider IQ being synonymous with intelligence. I don't know. I think that topic is up for debate. But smart girl, 5 kids, was an excellent mother, and still after those 5 kids was still able to have that bodacious bod, if you will. So we're gonna go across the street right now. I'm gonna show you what used to be Gus Stevens Supper Club. Gus Stevens Supper Club was a pretty well-known dinner place / entertainment venue here in Biloxi, Mississippi. Originally, the owner, Gus Stevens, he opened this place up in 1947. Originally, it was a drive-through barbecue restaurant, and then some guy that played the piano was like, "Hey man, can I perform at your place? Because, I need a place to perform." And Gus was like, "Well, sure." And then it took off, and it turned into this big thing. And, Gus, you go there, have some good food, some drinks. The drinks were only about $1 to $1.25 a piece. That's like, hey, I'm in. I am definitely in. You can get a steak dinner for $5.50. You could get a spaghetti dinner for $2.50. And for an extra quarter, you could have meatballs with that spaghetti. Now, I don't know about you guys, but for an extra 25 cents, I'm gonna splurge. I'm going for the meatballs. Now, beyond this Motel 6 sign, which they're getting some pretty good advertisement from me right now, is Surf Style. It's a surf shop, and that is where Gus Stevens Supper Club used to be at. And that is where Jayne Mansfield, the night of June 28th, 1967, after she's done with her performance, she needs to get to New Orleans because she has an appearance on television around noon. Now, supposedly, and I don't know how true this is, supposedly the hotel that she was staying at, she had asked for a limo and they denied her request. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe somebody made that up to give the story more of a tragic sense to it, or a tragic tale to it, which it is already tragic within itself. So I cannot confirm whether that's true or not. So Irene, who was the wife of Gus, the owner of what used to be the Gus Stevens Supper Club right here, they let her borrow their 1966 Buick Electra, which they purchased not too long ago for the sum of $5,300. Not gonna let me cross, are you, buddy? Okay. I don't care if you are a retired U.S. Armed Forces. Anyways, so they let her borrow her car, and they said, okay, we'll have somebody drive you. And ultimately, the driver, 20-year-old Ronnie Harrison, the one who is responsible for not only killing himself, but Jayne Mansfield and her attorney / boyfriend, Sam Brody. You have a young kid who worked at this place as well. Not exactly sure what his job was there, but he was in really good with the owner because he was dating the owner's daughter, and the owner's daughter was pregnant and expecting a baby with him, which is already a tragic tale, and it is within itself because that baby grew up without a father. But on that night after her performance, she leaves with Sam, Ronnie driving, and they head down this road right here. So they're gonna want to go to New Orleans because she wants to get to the Roosevelt Hotel so she could rest up and then wake up nice and early for her appearance on that television program. The appearance that sadly she would never make it to. June 29th, 1967, it's about 2 a.m. So Ronnie, Jayne, and Sam, they're in the front seat of their car, and they're coming around that bend right there, and the three kids are sleeping in the back. Now, this area at that moment was very foggy because they were spraying for mosquitoes. And there was a truck, not exactly sure how fast it was going, but it was moving very slowly because there's a lot of fog. But Ronnie was driving way too fast. And right about the time that he seen the truck, it was already way too late. And they slammed right into the back of the truck's trailer and slid under it, virtually killing everybody instantly. Now, this is the roadside memorial that is left in memory of all three individuals who were killed. And one of them, of course, being one of the most gorgeous women in Hollywood. Contrary to popular belief, they say because, when you see the pictures of the accident, that it looks very, very graphic, and there's been this misconception that Jayne Mansfield was decapitated in the accident. I've actually seen the picture of her after the accident, and she wasn't decapitated, but her skull was sheared off, from what I can remember, right around the eyebrow region. And a lot of people think she was decapitated because she was wearing a wig at the time, and the wig was thrown off of her. So a lot of people think that that's her head, when in actuality it's simply just her wig. Very sad. Just inattentive driving way too fast, and the conditions ultimately led to the lives of three individuals being lost. The three children in the back, they escaped with relatively minor injuries, considering how awful the crash was. But yeah, 5 kids grew up without their mother, dying very, very young at the age of 34 for just a silly reason as just driving too fast in the conditions. Here we are. This is the final resting place of Jayne Mansfield. Beautiful smart and talented. Easily one of the top 5 most gorgeous women in Hollywood history. And tragically, her life was lost over an accident. Rest in peace, Miss Mansfield. Your memory will live on forever in all the TV shows and films you've completed. Okay, guys, you know how I roll. Hitting the road. Where next I go, even I don't know. Live, but not live, still alive by the grace of God. I am Lamont at large. Thank you for watching. I'll catch up with you later. Peace out.